Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Wirajati Perdana, and today our group 5, will present a storytelling for you. The story entitled How Coyote Stole the Summer. The story consists of 4 parts: the endless winter, the plan unfolds, the change, and the last is a new season begins. And I'm going to start the first part. The entitled is The Endless Winter. Back at the beginning of time, Old Man Coyote was cold. He wasn't cold some of the time. He wasn't cold most of the time. He was cold all the time. The weather ranged from cold to very cold to freezing cold. Old Man Coyote spent his days shivering and shuddering. Icicles hung from his nose and his toes. Frost covered his fur from head to tail, and he couldn't do anything about it. One morning, Coyote woke up covered with a blanket of snow. As he shook it off, he thought he heard some ice cracking above him. Crack! Then he looked up. The sound came from Raven. He was cackling over Coyote's head. "What are you laughing about?" asked Coyote. "Every time I see you, you are laughing at me." "That's because you're so funny," said Raven. "Here you are suffering in the cold when you could be nice and warm." "I could," said Coyote. The Raven nodded. "Listen closely. Far from here is a teepee where Old Woman and her children live. Old Woman has a special gift that she keeps in a black bag. This gift is called summer. She will not share it with anyone, but if you could get this summer, you would be warm at last." Old Man Coyote eyed Raven suspiciously. "In that case," he said, "why haven't you taken summer for yourself?" "Ah," said Raven, "I wish I could, but this woman is so powerful. A bird like me would have no chance against her." "But I'm only a single animal," said Coyote. "Why are my chances any better?" "You cannot do it alone," Raven admitted. "You must take 5 other animals with you: a wolf, a moose, a stag, an elk, and an antelope. You just need this powerful medicine that I will give you." Old Man Coyote wasn't sure if he should believe Raven, but what if there was really a chance for him to be nice and warm? That was a chance worth taking. Coyote went to see the other animals Raven had mentioned. They were all just as cold as he was. Coyote told them what Raven had said. They were a little suspicious, but the idea of getting warm was too tempting to resist, so they agreed to help. "Raven and I have planned," said Coyote. Then he explained what everyone would need to do.
The plan unfolds. Coyote and Wolf crept up the hill and carefully looked over the top. They saw the teepee where old woman lived with her many children. "It is time," Coyote whispered. Wolf stepped out into the clearing. Then he began to howl. Old woman's children looked around. Who was making that noise? "It is a wolf," said one. "We must catch him," said another. "And cook him," said a third. "And eat him," said a fourth. They started to chase after Wolf, who ran away as fast as he could. Coyote smiled with the children gone. There was no one to stop him. Slowly, carefully, he crept up to the flap of the teepee. Then Coyote poked his head inside. There he saw old woman. She was busy making moccasins and humming to herself. Um, suddenly she stopped. "Who's there?" she asked. In a flash, Coyote leaped forward. He summoned ravens, medicine on old woman's lips. She cried out, but no words escaped her mouth. The medicine had magically removed her voice. Coyote looked around and saw a black bag sitting on the ground. He grabbed it and darted out of the out of the tent. Old woman still could not speak, but she rose aside. But she rose outside and put a pine branch over her fire. It sent a great plume of smoke into the air. All the woman's children saw the smoke from a distance. They knew at once that something was wrong. They stopped chasing a wolf and hurried home. They got there just in time to see Coyote running away with the black bag. Their mother was waving and jumping up and down, up and down. She didn't need to say a word. Her children could see what had happened. "Stop thief!" they shout. They shout. Then they ran after Coyote as fast as they could.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Tengku Hamidah. I am from class 2D of English Education Department. Okay, in this video, I will tell you about storytelling for interpretive reading courses. Here, I will tell the story with the title The Case. Continuing the story from my friend Bunga Rambe. So, let's start. Coyote was fast. He bounded across the plains, holding the bag between his teeth. But every time he looked back, old woman's children were getting closer and closer. If Coyote had been alone, old woman's children surely would have catch him, but luckily he was not alone. Over the next hill, he reached the place where Moose was waiting. "Go, go, go," he gasped, passing the bag to Moose, and Moose trotted off on her fresh legs. Coyote turned to face old woman's children. They were almost on Moose when she reached the place where Stag was waiting. "Your turn," said Moose, dropping to the ground. Stag grabbed the bag and ran on. Old woman's children ignored Moose and kept their eyes on Stag. But now, though they had been running a long time, they were strong and fast, but they were not tireless. Even so, they slowly got on Stag. Just as they were catching up again, Stag reached out and passed the bag off to her. "Off with you," said Stag. Elk was faster than Stag. Woman's children were panting hard as they continued the chase. They kept pace with Elk for a while, but as fast as they ran, they couldn't catch her. When Stag got tired, he met up with Antelope, who was the fastest of all. "Go catch the wind," said Stag, passing the bag along, and Antelope bounded off. The sight of Antelope was a blow to old woman's children. They had run as far as their legs and herds could carry them. They headed to admit defeat, but Antelope pulled farther and farther away. Finally, the children came to a stop. "That's all for me," The story will be continued by my friend Nurul Hikmayani. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Antelope saw that the children had stopped following her, so she made her way back to Coyote's village. There she waited for the other animals to arrive. It was first followed by stag, moose, and wolf. Flying overhead was a raven, cackling the whole time. Coyote was the last to get back. The other gave him the honor of opening the bag. "Let's see what all this trouble has gotten us," said Coyote. As he opened the bag, Summer jumped out like a great gust of wind. The animal cold fell in at once. The ice and frost melted away, leaving behind great puddles. All around them, color spread over the landscape. Flowers bloomed in seconds. Leaves seemed to burst out of the tree branches. The grass turned green as far as the animal could see. But the animal had forgotten one thing. With summer breaking out, it was hard for a woman and her children to track the dawn, and they fled quickly. "You are a thief, old woman," shouted at Coyote. "You and your friend have stolen summer from your mother," said her children. "You need to give it back." "I will not," said Coyote. "Summer is too precious to be sealed up in a bag. It shall be shared by everyone." Old woman and her children stopped to think. They were still angry, but they knew that going to war would not make them feel any better. And they too liked how summer felt, not that it was out in the open air. "That is fair," they said finally. And so the animal and old woman family have shared the summer between them ever since.